Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuhum Militanjena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaja had personal relationship with everybody. Hardly there is anyone who knows him simply by common knowledge. Rather, he loved to personally interact with all the devotees and intimately. I had few occasions. In the beginning, when I joined the movement, I met Prabhupada disciples in 1971, September, and I didn't have any occasion to go through a regular thing, but I was getting a magazine and some books even. And that increased the desire to serve the devotees, so service came in place in New York City. And then the first thing I was introduced was with the GBC. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was there in early 76, because New York was the hub at that time. 340 West 55th Street in Manhattan was the crown jewel of all the properties, and Prabhupada liked so much. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj was having his office there. But towards 76, he became very sick, so Tamal Krishna Maharaj was his secretary, and Adikesha Maharaj was the ad hoc president, as well as the GBC. So I was secretary to Adikesha at that time. When I moved in New York Temple, Tamal Krishna Maharaj wrote, Srila Prabhupada anticipated that Indians will be attracted by this multi-story building, a skyscraper, because whenever there is a skyscraper, there is a feeling of highness is there. So he himself liked skyscraper. In India, there were no skyscrapers at that time. We hardly see 5-6 story building. That's about it. So Prabhupada was very fond of this. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj wrote a letter from Vrindavan. Then I mentioned Srila Prabhupada that you were the first one to move in the temple. And Prabhupada said, yes, I anticipated, and here I am. Then the time was going on. I became full-time devotee from life membership. I used to remember Sridhar Maharaj started the life membership program in USA. He was dispatched to initiate this particular program, and we were one of the first life members. At that time, we were hardly giving $25 per month because there was no income much, and but that dollar went a long way. So I had an opportunity to come to Vrindavan in 1975, January, and I went to Vrindavan and tried to see, but I was a life member. So Gunana Prabhu was after me. He said, you are the first one to come here as a life member. We are giving you 3 days free. And I said, no, I want to see Tamal Krishna Maharaj. Where is he? So he said, well, he has been traveling with Srila Prabhupada, but Prabhupada is coming tomorrow. I said, oh my God, this is going to be very tight and it's not predicted even. unpredicted situation, because I came from Delhi, leaving all my luggage and took a tourist bus to go to Agra, so automatically Vrindavan will come in. And that was my first visit. But anyway, Tamal Krishna Maharaj will be coming also, and Srila Prabhupada will be very glad to see you. But I did not accept that. I went back, and that's a big regret. So I missed that opportunity. I could not know how to adjust, because such travels were never done before by me. This was the first time I was coming to North India, all alone by myself. But anyway, during 80s, Tamal Krishna Maharaj was visiting quite often to New York, passing through New York. New York was the hub of activity at this time. So, several occasions I had, being secretary to ISKCON, he would host all his god brothers for prasadam. And being a Gujarati, I knew few dishes well, and I would also do it. But at this time, in 1980, I was supposed to be in charge of about 16 devotees, including Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Satsvarup Maharaj, and their secretaries. ISKCON Maharaj was there, I was his secretary. But we were 16 people, and I had to purchase the ticket at a very cheap price in Panam Airlines and whatnot. But I was also put in charge to serve prasadam in the journey, in the flight. The first experience came, we had samosas, and I made some dry moong and others. Then when the time for offering prasad came, so the devotees were waiting eagerly. They asked, what do you have? What did you bring for us? So first I had to offer to Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and he said, these samosas are cold. Who is going to eat this? I said, Maharaj, where will you get the samosa hot here? You don't know. I said, how come? Let me tell you the trick. Go and beg this stewardess. This stewardess will, they have a hot chamber, and say, you can do this. You request, and they will not deny. So saying, devotees, they were especially alerted, and nonetheless, she did all the samosas hot and the prasadam hot. And when I came, see, I told you, you didn't have faith in me. I said, okay. So anyway, but how many times you will go and get it heated? Oh, that's okay, but first eating is all right, Devotees virtually were fasting, because how many times they can eat? The journey was quite long. But nonetheless, we landed in Delhi, and there was another problem. In Delhi, we had to take a flight coming to Calcutta, and Indian Airlines, and we had so much stuff to bring to Mayapur. We have about 5 trolleys filled up to 6 feet high with the luggage, computers, binoculars, and big telescopic instruments were there. I said, what are we going to do? He said, wait, you will see what we will be bringing in here. We will need motorboats, because the flood, and we sent few from New York at that time. So, out of few secretaries, one secretary of Satsvarup Maharaj was from Canada. And at that time, yellow fever was going on, so they were asking him, where is your yellow fever certificate? And he did not have. So they were holding up. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Vedavyasapriya, go and help him. So I went with prasadam and told, we are Hare Krishna devotees, we brought some prasadam for you. And said, oh, is that so? And I fed the inspector's prasadam and he was released. Yes. So, I mean, to be in association of Tamal Krishna Maharaj, you are becoming smart, in charge, with so much energy. Right? And the same year I was supposed to take Vanaprastha here. Right? So, after seeing me in the Vanaprastha, he was very happy. Wow, I didn't know that you'll change your... I said, you have trained Adikesha Maharaj to take care of me, so here I am. So anyway, after about a week or so in Mayapur, Adikesha wanted to invite Hansaduta, Bhavanand Swami and so many others for prasadam, and I was supposed to make for them. At that time, out of the road, there were fields where the Muslims were making Karela and all different kinds of sabjis. So I went and picked up fresh. I mean, if they would have seen me, they would have beaten me up. But somehow nothing happened. I came with bulk of, sabjis, and I make stuffed Karelas. All right. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was not invited in this group. And I had everything calculated, and when the prasad was ready, offered, and I started serving those who came. There were 6 people, and the first round already done. Especially with the Karelas, because they were limited in number, I was saving some and I was hiding. But during that time, Tamal Krishna Maharaj appeared. Hey, what's going on here? And he was not invited, yet he popped in. So I said, oh Maharaj, come please. And they say, everybody says, okay, I should make another plate for him. So I served him prasadam. He liked the stuffed Karela so much. He said, do you have more Karelas? I said, no, it's all finished. Don't lie. He said, don't lie. I said, what can I do? See, everybody came before and that day. No, I saw you hiding some. Where should I go? I have to bring out. Okay, Maharaj, sorry. He's a sharpshooter, and very, very observer. I mean, good observer, very keen observer. Without your notice, he will know what you are doing. You would not be aware. Right. So after that, Maharaj was traveling, but I didn't have much interaction. Then after 7 except until 1997, the GBC sent me to Fiji to resolve some problems there. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was coming also during the later days there, while I was there, to celebrate his Vyas Puja. He brought Urjaswat Prabhu and Vakreshwar and a whole of other devotees from Houston, and from Dallas, Texas, and they were there. So I had to learn from him the integrity in your service. Off time, he will be very jubilant to his partaking in prasadam, and we will all partake together, right? But there was one occasion, that there were some controversies, and there were 8 different parties, and nothing was being reconciling, And I was supposed to enter into this kind of a mess to figure out what can be done. And then, so I went to ask Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Maharaj, can you tell me something about what's going on? I said, shh, no, I would not utter a word. Why? Because I'm a party to it. If you were in India or USA, I would have told you, but not here. It means people, the devotees themselves, they don't trust anything. As far as their concern was, they would simply indicate partisanships. That one belongs to this party, another belongs to that party, and they were all residing. So Maharaj said, I will not utter a word. Vedavyasapriya, you are doing fine, he will encourage, without knowing what am I doing. He says, you are doing fine. Then, during that time, I said, okay, Maharaj, I'll just cross my finger, and Srila Prabhupada would bring an end to this situation. I would recommend some of the things to the GBC and what should be done there. He says, okay, no problem. But anyway, we had some discussion after then. But during one time, in the morning Bhagavatam class, he was giving Bhagavatam class, and so many devotees were there. The temple in Lautaka was filled up. But I came to listen to his Bhagavatam class, and his mood changed. Hey, where is the Vyasasana for him? Vedavyasa is coming. Me and Vedavyasa are going to give simultaneously the class. And then he instructed me, I'll speak in English, you translate them into Hindi. And then you speak to them in Hindi and translate back me in English. It means he will speak once and I have to speak 4 times. And he carried on for 2 hours. So I spoke almost for 8 hours. But that was funny for everybody, and but it was not hilarious, but it is a respectful attitude that he wanted to show to his God brothers. Tamal Krishna Maharaj ki